A very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Sharab Dorji. Our top stories this week: His Majesty the King granted an audience to Princess Mako of Japan. His Majesty the King graced the 12th convocation ceremony of the Royal University of Bhutan. And the third Royal Bhutan Flower Exhibition opened in Thimphu, coinciding with Her Majesty the Gyaltsen's 27th birthday. His Majesty the King granted an audience to Her Imperial Highness Princess Mako of Japan at the Golden Throne Room of Tashichezong. She was in the country on a week-long visit at the invitation of His Majesty the King.
Her Imperial Highness was received in a traditional chiptrail procession at the Tashichezong. After that, she was ushered to the Golden Throne Room where His Majesty the King granted an audience. Her Majesty the Gyaltsen was also present. Princess Mako is the daughter of Prince Akishino and Princess Kiko. She is the eldest granddaughter of the reigning Emperor Akihito and Empress Michiko of Japan. The 25-year-old princess graduated from the College of Liberal Arts at Japan's International Christian University in March 2014. While in the kingdom, Her Imperial Highness will inaugurate the 3rd Royal Bhutan Flower Exhibition at the Memorial Chete on Sunday. This is Pemo Saldensring for BBS News.
Her Imperial Highness Princess Mako of Japan graced the opening of Japan Week in Bhutan 2017. An excited crowd gathered at the Thimphu's Clock Tower Square to greet her.
Japan Week 2017 in Bhutan will present Japanese culture through various performances, presentations and demonstrations. From exciting demonstrations by children to peaceful musical performances, people watched with much anticipation. Today's event was divided into 3 parts: sports exchange, presentation of Japanese songs, and performing arts of Japan. This performance by the students of Pelkil School titled Hanawasaku, which means flowers will bloom again, paid tribute to the people of Japan who were affected by the Great Tohoku earthquake in March 7 years ago. The event was hosted by the Ambassador of Japan to Bhutan, Kenji Hiramatsu. The 4-day Japan Week 2017 in Bhutan will end on Monday. This is Samtin Dolkar for BBS News.
His Majesty the King graced the 12th convocation ceremony of the Royal University of Bhutan. His Majesty addressed 3,000 graduate and postgraduate degree recipients. The ceremony was held at the Royal Institute of Management in Thimphu.
His Majesty spoke about the changing times and the responsibilities of qualities needed for Bhutan to successfully navigate the 21st century.
We have 5 extraordinary qualities that define us. These are 5 extraordinary qualities that you possess. And I want you all to know what these qualities are. The gapera lo mai de biasi de ngaji mise de jiga jun de jiga ngajira na jun de jiga tam tegala pa de dewa tab de be cha shui kap ngara gachi je so chin dangbadira ngaji dup so dolo ngaji sincere dolo tatamsi ti ngajira gi rilera kechu zanshu di tatamsi di imbal. We are sincere people. No matter what we do, there is a degree of sincerity that is worthy of praise. We are mindful of our duties, our responsibilities, our obligations, and we are mindful of other people's well-being, not just our own. Jempen samchus. Ranchi gi thadunlu matawa, chirtang gi thadunlu ngaje, no somtashibel. Ranchi gi no som matamba, why ngachi gi ladi, gekable penchitoga, digi nuni gi lachina, kadibina se, yob shishimi gi mimbal. We are astute. ngachi gomachi bachin gyakhabdi rogi dongkha ngerang to be tarisum temesobal chaga chuni diginsa chaga machumigi migidi gyakab dindi zomesul. So we are very astute. Kachira beru rikpadi jenda madobi yusa nekabdi ngerang totol sem seta the jendang jengi meal. We are resilient. Ngayu dindi kauchi nilu mado labe nilu maches tab madyu kadebe tenru kage ngachilu lakhe misul ngengong le gerab na jedere beru na doso susale tsagendi tsunshuke ngagi tolebe beshimda te toro rangi gibe dindi theumel. We are resilient. And then timeless. Ngachire tse dari masi tse shumagi nosum tambedawal. Ngachire deba de megigi tolebe. Dinadini le tse dari masi tse shuma ngachire ki bujilu gekhab tsi tuyogose. Anidi ngachigi hakosa. We realize that whatever we do, it has to be timeless. That we are going to be here now, but one day we are all going to die. And our children are going to inherit what we leave behind. And our country is going to go on. Hopefully, for Keba Matongi Padu. Mitsele mitse, turap le turap. Lotombe. These qualities we possess. Sincere, mindful, astute, resilient, and timeless. Acronyms with your machin SMART. SMART.
The graduates received their certificates during the ceremony. They are the graduates of 2016 from 10 colleges across the country. This is Sringdandu for BBS News.
The third Royal Bhutan Flower Exhibition opens in Thimphu, coinciding with Her Majesty the Gyaltsen's 27th birthday. It displays Bhutan's rich indigenous plants and herbs as well as large variety of ornamental flowers. The earlier editions of the exhibition were held at the Ugenpelri Palace in Paro.
Her Majesty the Gyaltsen inaugurated the third Royal Bhutan Flower Exhibition this year at the National Memorial Chute. Her Imperial Highness Princess Mako of Japan was a special guest at the event. His Majesty the King, His Majesty the Fourth Drugelpo, and members of the royal family graced the event. The flower exhibition, which is being held at the National Memorial Chute in Thimphu this year, is dedicated to His Majesty the Third Drugelpo, Jimmy Doji Wancho. Their Majesties and Her Imperial Highness Princess Mako lit butter lamps in memory of the Third Drugelpo and viewed the exhibition gardens around the Chute. Their Majesties and Princess Mako then visited the exhibition stalls which have been set up across the Chute ground. The National Memorial Chute was built in 1974. It was constructed under the patronage of the royal great-grandmother Pinsochorin to fulfill His Majesty the Third King's desire to construct such a structure for the peace and well-being of all sentient beings. The exhibition was initiated in 2015 upon the royal command of His Majesty the King to foster an appreciation for beautiful spaces and encourage entrepreneurship in floriculture. The exhibition is organized by the Ministry of Agriculture. Private nurseries and various agencies participated in the exhibition along with international participants from India, Thailand and Japan to set up micro-gardens for the exhibition. The exhibition is open to the public from tomorrow onwards till the 11th of June. The exhibition will stay open till 8 p.m. every day. Hishe Gyaltsen, BBS News.
Her Majesty the Queen Mother Doji Wangmo Wangchuk inaugurated the 60th anniversary park in Dochula. The park is one of a kind as it has different structures dedicated to His Majesty the 4th Drukgyalpo.
The park introduces itself with 16 stairs, the number 16 symbolizing the age at which His Majesty the 4th Drukgyalpo ascended the throne. Then there is a tree with 34 stone spokes. The spokes represent the 34 years of reign of the 4th Drukgyalpo. The park also has a place where religious ceremonies can be performed. Unlike other parks, the 60th anniversary park has 11 man-made caves which can be used for meditation. The number 11 signifies the date when His Majesty the 4th Drukgyalpo was born. The park is located right next to Druk Wangel Chöte and spans in an area of 7 acres. The construction of the park began 2 years ago. Pasang Doji for BBS News.
2 Bhutanese men embarked on a 735-kilometer walk from Samru Dzongkhag to Thimphu via Tashigang to create awareness and raise funds for Bhutan Kidney Foundation. This awareness and fundraising campaign began on 4th June. Locals joined them as they began their walk to help patients with kidney diseases. The money collected will be donated to Bhutan Kidney Foundation. It is organized to celebrate Her Majesty the Gyaltsen's birthday. They are tour guides. They will be walking along the highway throughout the journey. Today they will stop at Erong, 30 kilometers away, and take shelter in houses along the way.
This sort of idea, basically, when while I was watching BBS and documentary show on those people who are living with the kidney-related diseases. So I came up with the idea to do this this kind of a walk, especially for those people who are dire in need of help. So I thought, if I can do this kind of work, it might provide them some with a financial financial support to them, as well as where I can advocate the awareness regarding the kidney-related disease in our country.
Satan will give talks on the kidney awareness, and some person requires, then I will talk based on the Buddhism, and also to raise fund for the Chokpa. Even if you walk, also the support has to come from the public. So we request all the public to at least, if they could come forward and donate even 1 rupees or 1 miltam is really helpful.
The 23-day walk will end in Thimphu on 27th June. According to the Bhutan Kidney Foundation, there are 162 kidney patients on dialysis in the country today, and it costs them over 1 million Newton to treat a patient. And the amount collected by these 2 men might go a long way in helping kidney patients. For Kilowachu in Samrup Dzongkhar, Sharab Dorji for BBS News. In the last 2 years, Rural Enterprise Development Corporation incurred a loss of about 5 million Newton. Tonsa MP Thurchan pointed out while deliberating on national budget for the financial year 2017 to 2018.
REDCL ki khatule loan ki defaulter se that khoragi that seasonable showchin non-performing loans imela ani ki sejidi jasha kechi din gesung sessionilla gechi gi nese irude ngachi gyahab gi nese irude ngachiregi na tukmi khangi ta khongi khechok disode chega ngachi gi nasha dutin be ditawdalo mi khangi lamlu da thiwachin defaulter loan tap musubigi kindoi di shunglu tap musubigi sejidi jasha dunli gedi yasobachi din namesame nyengkhachingi seji jibi inse khongi khatula ani be nyolende sessionilla 다 REDCL 기 카툴레 코나기 소진데 지카가 지 드tin 비니 고가 덥지 세신일라 다 코기 사자 범슈디라 다 코기 나 제좀나 수난딜라 사자 범슈디라 다또 같이 개합기 멍율 아는지 남로 니동 추두기 낭클로 사야 니제 십주셰 게데치레 고타마베 마비디기라비루 다또 디폴터기 레디 입지 자샤 케치 딘 하도 오시다 아니 베베들 되기 투기 사자디 다 디폴터 비미디 가모서진 킨들록 탐모스미디 미디 가모서진 마치오징아지 돈습기 이거 미메세슈닐라.
National Council wants the budget allocated for Bhutan Children's Parliament to be used in schools rather than the Children's Parliament. The money should be used to educate students on democracy in schools. The Council's recommendation came in while discussing the national budget for the next financial year.
About 5 million Newton has been allocated to conduct elections of Bhutan Children's Parliament and session for the coming financial year. However, some of the members said the objectives and functioning of the Children's Parliament is not clear.
Govatunida datubeni ge denludi ngacharada dajudisudu du tarinaba lobda rere na lota kate te democracy club se te jondar bedige du lobda na loda jamai bedel ta khora ke class ke dan goti captain disu beuda chakthule bedige be te matote be bedela ta ngachara ge khab nana berura te chaktu yupjita tenga ruchi asila gara chidi boda te by election chani be galende leshichire bedo te miduski de go lemasumi diga misi shunibi tani bede bodol tanalu ta tenchagi alugi tena gup dugase
te gyakab nalu siden chokpa maso ten siden chokpa gi disugi te la desu maso be joy ganle te ju thanjulu te ngachiragi te alu butsu disu chota sa lokhang disu nale ba te kongi bartok bedi siden gi bartok thembachin te digi gyakab lu tab ma de bom ten si se shuni beila dibeole tendi pechata ni loeni te ngachira gyakab ki te shideda te le chikthun loeni ni gi nyaka bom meble tendi
알루기 지속기 투미기 장수 로케치 숨비미도 로케치 싱아비미도 우세슈닐라 데베다 알루기 장수 다 생이디 알루기 지속베 뇰렌나 멜렌 아니제 투지난 거 베세슈닐라 나치레 카르들레 레와디 다 나신수기 강일지 공기 카툴레 세디기베 강일디 돈 장신날베 마치 지수나 오니 임데스 노일라 대랭 같이 다 속텐 인이레 주디 알루기 지속기 카툴레 덴데 피디지랑 같이 나마 중세슈닐라 다로 팀기 개척수기 같이 라모저와친 알루기 지속 세요갈레 the imbachin the timtimbe yasobachin logi sejidi lochopki menchigo semela lochopki yenchi the alu dansu misi the lochopki menchigo se.
The Bhutan Children's Parliament was formed in 2015 with student representatives from 153 democracy clubs. It is to serve as a platform for the democracy clubs to come together and contribute towards policy options regarding children and current issues. With additional information from PASA, this is Pema Saldun for PBS News.
To maintain continuous supply of timber, Green Bhutan Corporation for the first time carried out mass plantation of saplings of commercially valuable timber species. To mark the Social Forestry Day, 150 volunteers planted over 30,000 saplings in Sirangte. 3 species of saplings were planted in nearly 50 acres of land. These saplings are highly valued timber species which is expected to generate revenue.
When you look at our future perspectives, maybe after a year or two, I think we should be able to have a positive, not the negative, but the positive revenue generation. But for first year, we may be having a little bit of difficulty. But when you look at the opportunities for doing reforestation, afforestation across the country and other areas where Green Bhutan can work, I think there are a lot of opportunities that we can have a positive revenue generation.
A forest area was cleared to grow this commercially valued timber species.
Trees that we have felled here are not the commercial species, which people don't want to use it, in their homes for construction and all. As per the inventory, 2016 National Forest Inventory, we have 71 forest cover, but that doesn't mean that you have all the timber, commercial species there, timber species there. So, and then to promote, commercial species, because wherever there are settlements, people have been, taking all the commercial species, and we are being deprived of those species. So, I think we are focusing more on planting, commercial species.
The Green Bhutan Corporation is targeting to grow timber species in 840 acres of degraded forest across the country. The corporation was established in January to sustain country's forest resources and biodiversity. For Namgyongchwin Serang, Sharab Dorji for BBS News. People living in villages can soon use solar-powered water heaters, reducing the use of firewood. 5 designs were selected from 19 project proposals on solar water heating, and it is the innovation of the students of College of Science and Technology.
This design by Nagendra Kafle and the team won the first prize. It could heat a bucket of water in just 15 minutes. The team took 2 months to complete this.
And because of the density difference, the hot water heats up and goes back to this.
The design is portable, easy to use and cheap, winning the competition. It cost about 7,000 Newton.
Now, if our project does not work and cater the needs of the people and villages, then the purpose of this project is defeated. So we had to be effective. Now, at the same time, without compromising the effectiveness, if we could be efficient, then this system, it can be wholesome. So by efficiency, I mean make it as affordable as possible and make it as easy to build as possible, and also to use materials which are easily available. Even the farmers, even the people with low technical knowledge can build it.
I learned a lot from this event. I now know how to build solar heaters. After graduating from here, I have alternatives to substitute firewood and bukhari in my village.
Using the more number of heating stages in this our prototype design.
Tarayana Foundation uses these designs in the villages. It is to help farmers use affordable technology to replace firewood. This competition is being organized for the 5th time. Previous projects were implemented in various districts.
1 liter of water at a rural area. Let's think about very rural, even.
Solar filter, water filter.
We used the concept of solar water filter and solar fencing in various districts. Similarly, we will use this year's solar water heating in the villages.
As many heat as it can, sir. It is very...
Tarayana Foundation funds this annual event at the college to encourage the students to innovate. Coinciding with the Social Forestry Day, the winners received cash prizes. The designs were judged based on originality, efficiency, affordability and marketability. For Sonampenjor in Pinsaling, this is Sringdandu for BBS News.
People of Majua in Norgegang Geok in Samtsi are still hoping for a teacher in their area. An extended classroom there has been closed for over 2 years now. This has forced the villagers to enroll their children in Sherab Gathil Lower Secondary School, which has boarding facilities.
The extended classroom remained open for only 3 years. Villagers of Majua said it is such a waste of their efforts and investments in constructing the school. There were about 17 students and a teacher. The school serves no purpose now. The sounds of kids learning has become a thing of past. There are 3 classrooms. The school closed after the teacher got transferred in 2015. Since then, everything here is gathering dust. Over 100 households contributed cash and labor to build the school for their children's education.
2015
In 2015, the teacher said he is getting transferred and also said there will be a replacement. We have waited for long for a teacher replacement, but this never happened. We, the villagers, constructed the classrooms with excitement, thinking about our children. But all our investments are in vain now.
Locals also built a house and provided power supply, hoping that the teacher would stay. The Chief District Education Officer said it is due to shortage of teachers. Today, the children of Majua are studying at Sherab Gathil Lower Secondary School, some 3 hours walk away, and parents remains worried with young children living on their own in the hostel. Back in Majua, locals still wait for a teacher, but it is also possible they will never be able to open their school. For Damchazam in Samtsi, this is Tandin Finso for BBS News.
Well, that's all we have got for you this week. Thank you for joining us. This is Sharab Doji saying goodbye.